How and why did the Steel Legion die? And it was sort of a dumb way to die. And I'm going to talk about it. Whatever happened to the Steel Legion? Actually, I'll probably call this video, Why Did the Steel Legion Die? Okay? I'm just sitting back talking. This is totally unscripted. I'm just telling you like it's a story, okay? And I'm sitting right in front of my black and gold armor for Pittsburgh, for the Steel Legion. You know, in Pittsburgh, PA, we got the Steelers, the Penguins, the Pirates, the Steel Legion, like the 4 best sports team around, right? This all started about 5 years ago. I saw a video on Facebook of someone getting beat up in armor, and I was like, how do you do that? And here I am now, where we actually, I'll tell you this, everyone on this team right here, you know, I'm doing it fighting armor like I always wanted to since I saw that video. And everyone else was on the Steel Legion. We're now our independent team, Pittsburgh Armored Combat. Best way to find us, you get online on Facebook, Pittsburgh Armored Combat, right? Part of the reason that this team did die is my responsibility, and we'll cover all that. And it's not a drama video. I don't want people bad-mouthing anybody in the comments. If you do, I won't ban you, but I'll delete your comment if anyone's talking bad about anybody or calling names, right? This is just an informational video and a documentary on the Steel Legion. This right here is the very first shield I ever got from the very first guy I ever talked to about steel fighting. And his name's Malcolm. He's on my team. Love the guy. Great guy. You know, real important in my life and my transition into like being a normal dude to someone who goes out there and fights in armor. I've been doing it like maybe, I don't know, what, 4 years now? So I saw a video, wanted to do it. Back then there was just one league. The Steel Legion was out here in Pittsburgh, and they put me in contact with Malcolm. It did take me almost 2 months, I think, to get a hold of him because it wasn't active. It was basically just him. I don't know why out here an hour away from Pensick you can't get people to fight in armor, in full contact. It just blows my mind. We still have trouble recruiting. I don't get it. So I finally got a hold of Malcolm. You know, met up with him. He showed me things about armor. You know, him and Daniel on our team were both saying, you know, don't just run out and buy armor. Make sure you want to do it first. I got a tooth knocked out in my second practice, and I still wanted to do it. I went out and I got armor, like right away. So Malcolm and I were the 2 guys here in Pittsburgh on the Steel Legion. As a matter of fact, he created this logo, and this is now a retired shield. I would never paint over this shield. Once we made the switch to Pittsburgh Armored Combat, I retired that shield. I will not paint it. It hangs on the wall. I finally get in touch with Malcolm. I get armor. It's the 2 of us. We did do an event in New Jersey. We had to have 7 mercs for a team of 9. And it was great. A lot of fun. My first event, me and Malcolm. So just 2 of us, right, for a whole year. I'm new. I don't really know what to do, like to recruit people, really. I'm not a recruiter. I never worked in customer service. I never had a job selling anything. So I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe eventually someone will come along. Finally, you know, we had this huge event. If you ever saw a video on my channel, the 2 guys fighting each other, the Red Knight and the guy with like the white and purple, that's Daniel and Malcolm. After that event, I was like, you know, I really need to start building this team. And I put an effort in to do so. And right when everything was going great, and I actually had a lot of contacts and people were starting to talk to me about it, COVID hit. And then people lost touch. No one was going to do anything, especially in person. I guess we weren't technically even allowed to. So it died. Let's skip ahead. For a little while there, I was just going out by myself. I'd go to events. I'd rep the Steel Legion. And this is back when the team had actually split now. So when I joined, there was 1 league. Now there's 2. The Steel Legion is part of Armored Combat Worldwide. Like I believe I said in the beginning of the video, no one in that league ever treated me badly. As a matter of fact, Andre, who owns that league, has always been great to me. I have no issues with him. I hope he still likes me. I mean, I like him. I just never wanted to. I haven't met him face to face really since his team died, because I just don't want to. I don't know. I just have been avoiding the problem. Maybe I'll go by his booth this year up at Pensick and say hi. I mean, I hope it goes well, because I like the guy. Like I said, don't talk crap about anybody in this video, or I'm going to delete your comment. And why didn't you like the video yet? We're already like 5 minutes into it. I hope you're enjoying the story. So here's when things started to go south. As I was saying, I was starting to recruit people. COVID happened. Had to start from scratch. Once everyone started coming back and getting together and doing group activities, here I am starting to get events going, right? I was talking to some bars around the city, some things, places where I thought we could have an event, where we could set up a list outside and have a crowd. Things were starting to go okay. I get this call from Andre out of the blue, sort of, to me. I remember I was sitting right out there on my back porch, talking to him, where he said he wanted to make me the chapter president here of the Steel Legion. I was like, great, okay. I mean, that's cool. I felt sort of bad because Malcolm's always been the guy. I just sort of went with the flow. Since I was the one always to answer most of the emails and questions we had on Facebook anyway, naturally, I guess, Andre would want me to do it. So the first thing I'll say is it's ran sort of like military chain of command. And I don't know. I just don't really fit into that kind of well. I don't really deal with that very well. I'm not really I'm not like a boss, I like to go out there and hit people like a boss, but I don't really order people around like a boss unless I'm running a scene as like a dom or something, it's just not my character. I have to be in a character to do something like that, not 24/7 dom right here. So that was sort of an issue, I feel like I'm a boss, and it's a lot of responsibility. I have to answer to people. It's sort of it's a cool way to do it because things sort of are structured very well in an organization, but it's just not really my thing. Another thing, I think, I was just like the president, made president, because I was the only one really active. I was doing ACW events. Basically, I spent almost a year and a half or more traveling around solo. I'd merc or I'd go enter duels, and I'd represent this team, the Steel Legion. I sort of just made the head of it because I was the guy doing it. So, all right, let's move on from that. So things that happened to cause this team to die. All right, when the league split, right, we had to split. A lot of these guys that, like the owner and these older guys out here, they all know each other from way back in the day. Some of these people have been fighting armor, believe it or not, to some capacity for 40 years in armor, doing things. And I just found it very hard where after the league split, a lot of people didn't want to do Armored Combat Worldwide for personal reasons between them and the owner. So here at practice, we're starting to get people. We had four or five people, right, coming to practice pretty regularly, and it was very hard for me to always try and bridge this divide, where I would try and get people to play in both Armored Combat Sports and Armored Combat Worldwide. I would deal with it all the time, where we would have an event for ACS, everybody wants to do it. Event for ACW, we'd have 2 people, me and my teammate Chris and Heather on my team. And Devin. 4 of us actually kept ACW memberships. Andre would actually be a good contact once in a while. Have people come to our practices who would be ACW paid members. And, it was just hard, though, because there was always this big disagreement to the point where it was stressing me out, because we'd have our chat, our team chat, and something would happen in ACW, some news that someone hated. It would come in. The day I actually quit being chapter president or involved with that in any way, I think I was at work. It was I don't really get stressed out, but there's a lot going on, and my phone's blown up. Everyone's talking about they're going to charge 25% of the profit, of your events to go to the league. Everyone is going insane. There's memes in the chat. I was over it. I just could not deal with managing that split. So an obvious thing to do would be let's create a team independent of any kind of league, which we did. Like I said, Pittsburgh Armored Combat. We're an independent team. We'll fight anybody. We'll fight you. Just send us the word. Send a kite and we'll hook up. Fly a kite. Send a kite, fly a kite. So independent team because we could not take this logo. I was told almost explicitly that this is property of that league, Armored Combat Worldwide. They started to get a little more lenient where you could actually take this team and fight in other league events. But it was like such a hassle, you know. I heard that league claimed a team's list that they bought as their own property and all this stuff. The copyright thing with this logo, never feeling safe like that we could go out and use this name and this logo on things without, you know, getting heat over it. It was just so stressful, man. To the point where I had to quit. I couldn't deal with trying to bridge the gap between the people who didn't want to play in the ACW and the people who did. I would not be able to talk to them into it, no matter what. ACWs cost a little bit more. It's not guaranteed that it always will. It's only $50 a year or more. You know, I mean, if you're buying armor for $2,000-$3,000, I mean, is $50 a year really that big of a turnoff? You know, but no one really wanted to play in that league. So eventually it died out. We had a guy from that team, the Steel Legion, I guess they're being reborn. Some dude came and was hassling one of my teammates actually on Facebook about it. You know, saying that the people out here weren't putting the team first. We weren't heading in the right direction. I mean, there's so much drama behind it. I'm not going to get into it. Like I said, everybody in that league treated me well. I have no beef with anybody there. But just saying, I mean, there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that just was a dumb way to die for such a great team. If that league would just let you go and take your logo and fight all around, you know, without it being an issue, it would have been a lot different. We'd probably still be the Steel Legion. It's a very exclusive group. I brought up a lot of points during my concern with how social media was being handled, where, you know, you'd have a perfect example: Armored Combat Sports, Armored Combat Worldwide. Armored Combat Sports, I mean, they're both huge groups on Facebook. You post something, you don't have to go through any approval. I mean, it has some disadvantages at times, but, you know, people these days want instant gratification. They want to share something, you know, look at this stuff. It doesn't even have to be related to that league. It could even be a meme. You post it, everyone sees it, you get 50 likes or something, or laugh reacts. Armored Combat Worldwide, you post something, it has to get approved, you know, it might get denied, and who wants to wait around for that? I did an experiment where someone posted the same exact event, actually in both, two different events, right? League events. The Armored Combat Worldwide was like at a baseball stadium where they're going to have armored fighting. The Armored Combat Sports one was like not even as cool of an event. They were literally posted in the same hour. I think I was in Vegas or something. I was just watching my phone for the updates. Armored Combat Sports, 30 likes. ACW, like 2 and a heart. You know, it's just like, it's so, I don't know why it's so dead in there. You post pictures of that team down there that was on the news, you know, like 15 people like it. If you post something like that, someone on the news in Armored Combat Sports, you got 150 likes. I don't get what the issue is. I keep bringing stuff up, like, you know, it needs to be more inclusive. One reason they lost that Poconos event is it was an independent event. The guy ran into some trouble. He was having trouble getting the insurance and everything covered to get it set up. I specifically remember he was going to post it in the ACW League Facebook forum, and he wasn't able to because it wasn't an ACW sanctioned event. And look what happened. The ACS just grabbed it up. You know, I mean, there's things like that, and I'd have issues, and I'd tell people above me, I just don't feel like it made it all the way up, or it did and nobody cared. I mean, it's still the same. I look at it, I still have an ACW membership, but I mean, it's just so exclusive, and there's no, it's almost dead. I mean, I don't want to put it in a bad way, but it's dead. Just like this team, you know, it's a dying thing. If you ever see this logo anymore, just remember my story here, how, you know, it was a great team, great bunch of guys. We still are. We're just under a new name, Pittsburgh Armored Combat. I still actually have the Instagram. I run the social media for Steel Legion still, and the YouTube. I haven't touched the YouTube in like 3 years. The Steel Legion Instagram, I was trying to keep it new and exciting. There's like 600 some subscribers. I just don't upload anything to it because it's dead. And I tell you about the guy who was like threatening one of my teammates. So it sounded like what I heard is that Andre was starting a new team out here. It's just like we are in the middle of nowhere. You have people in New Jersey, us, Oklahoma. It's like like nobody's gonna come out here for ACW. We had our first event, armored combat event, here in Pittsburgh after we had enough people to throw one. Man, we did ACS because you couldn't just have maybe 5 or 6 people come. We got all the ACSs like all around here, especially Ohio, Cincinnati Barbarians. Those dudes are with it, man. I mean, and they're hungry to fight. They come out. We had a great first event. And I heard about that too, because Andres asked me why we didn't make it ACW. I didn't really just come out and say because I don't think we'd be able to get anybody to come. But that's what it is. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he'll hear why. Maybe he won't. The one other thing is, when someone tries to join our team, it was a big barrier when someone would have to pay and buy a league membership before coming, right? Me and all of us on this team were sort of like, that is sort of one of the last straws. We get all these messages and they get fielded by people other than me before me. The message was, buy a league membership, I'll put you in touch with somebody. No. We tell people all the time, just come out and check it out. Get a hands-on experience. See what it's about. Pick some stuff up, Maybe even put a helmet on and get punched in the face, or try some armor on and fight somebody for a round, You don't need to have so many barriers to get in. So we went independent. We own all our stuff. Fortunate enough that me and my teammates here were able to fund our own list. We built our own list. We have a place to practice. It's indoors. It's at Broken Plow, Western Martial Arts. I mean, you really got to see the place. It's an old church. It's cleared out. So it's just a hardwood floor and our list, and you fight on it. Well, we have a mat now, so you don't just get tossed on a hardwood floor. But what I'm saying? It's a nice setup. Hope you check it out one day. I don't really have much else to say. It's sort of a dumb way to die for this team, I think, because you just couldn't take this and let it be and go around and do stuff. Everybody's going independent these days, and now there's more than 2 leagues. What else can I say? Have any questions? Love to talk about below. Beautiful armor. 4 years, only 1 plate broke in that thing. Isn't that crazy? Alexi Parabanos made it. Definitely one of the best armors out there. If you have any questions about anything to deal with the sport, you gotta learn about this team. Not this one. Actually, I need to end all that social media stuff I control, because it doesn't exist anymore. So any questions, leave them below. Everybody take care. Be safe out there. And I don't know. Bye.